Descendant stars live a life that people only dream about, but wait until you hear about the strict rules that the new cast has to follow. Descendants 4 cast is expecting to stay in character even when they're not shooting the scene. Once they're wearing the costume of their characters, they can't really talk about stuff like Instagram or even their friends and family. They need to strictly limit their topics to what their character would talk about. It's just to make sure that they see their characters as part of themselves.
Magic mirror. No, I don't know. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all?
So the next time you wonder why you can't picture anyone else playing your favorite character, this might be the reason, as stars are always supposed to stay in character. Not only this, Disney also highly encourages the cast members to date in real life, and that's why Dove Cameron and Thomas Doherty started dating too.
Guys, this is Dove Cameron. And this is just my boyfriend. He doesn't have a name.
And I'm just a boy.
He's just a boy.
Dove dated Thomas for 4 years until they finally called it off and drifted apart. Although dating the co-star is not a rule, it benefits Disney if the stars of the franchise actually form a bond in real life. It also makes the fans get even more involved with the characters and wait restlessly for the next movie. And once the Disney stars are in a relationship officially, the brand kind of forces them to stay in it until they want. Breaking up in the middle of a movie promotion could put the studio in hot waters, and the fans could even grow bitter of the characters. Disney doesn't want that to happen, and that's why at times the stars have to stay in relationships that they don't want to, just for the sake of brand image. So, we're yet to see which of the Descendants 4 cast gets involved with each other and gives the next big screen couple to Disney that's gonna change the whole outlook of the upcoming movies from the franchise. Moreover, it might seem a little too strict, but while the cast is working on Descendants, they're not allowed to sign to film any other movies or shows. They have to give all their dedication and focus to Descendants alone. Otherwise, they could even be kicked out. A lot of people wonder why Audrey wasn't in Descendants 2, and it was mainly because Sarah Jeffrey, the actress playing Audrey, was working on another project and couldn't continue both. So the cast has to dedicate 1 year or more of their career to Descendants alone, and only start working on other projects once they're done shooting and are close to a release. Disney also has this rule for almost all of its productions, just to make sure that the stars aren't rushing the shoot to be somewhere else and aren't distracted by other projects. In addition to all of this, the whole cast of Descendants has to take special coaching classes just for the interviews, so any reports can't catch them off guard and they don't accidentally spill any beans about the movie. Descendants is released once every 2 to 3 years, so the creators can't really afford any spoilers because that's gonna cost them quite a lot. So the rule is to answer the questions as carefully as they can in the interviews, and don't get distracted by the witty questions. In the worst case scenario, the Descendants cast can simply start talking about food that they love, or their pets. They can even say that they can't say much as of now and leave, because otherwise they might do more harm than good to the franchise. This coaching also helps the cast to change topics in an interview, without making it seem very obvious.
I would definitely want my character to stay a villain, I think. Because it just adds a different element to it, you know what I mean? I don't know. And then I'd love to see new villains, like I'd love to see Yzma's son.
Another rough rule is the characters in Descendants could be under hot water if they even have a teensy bit of a mishap. They're always expected to maintain an innocent and good image, and even try to be naive in interviews, just for the sake of their characters. They can't be involved in any scandals or even stir up some drama online, because the audiences won't be able to look at their characters the same way ever again, so they need to stay out of trouble at all times. A popular belief is that the stars can't even use their real name in the movies because then they won't have any right over their name. This happened to Miley Cyrus when she kept her real name for the character, and it ended up being a huge controversy as Disney officially owned the rights to her name. Miley's mother had to fight in court to get the right of her daughter's name back, so any of the Descendants stars aren't supposed to keep their real names for any of the characters. And the Descendants stars always have to look young. It's because their characters are mostly teenagers, and even if they're in their 20s, they have to appear really innocent on screen and off screen. The boys are even forced to shave daily because the teen characters in any Disney show can't have a beard. Not just this, but they're also expected to maintain a well-crafted image on social media and in interviews, so people could love them more and aren't confused by their dual personality on camera and in real life. Disney also constantly keeps an eye on every single member of the Disney family, and even the Descendant stars have to take permission from them before posting anything. It's just to make sure that they're not posting stuff that goes against against their company policy, and they remain in character no matter what they post. They even have to be very careful if they're posting anything related to behind the scenes of Descendants, as the franchise is very secretive and doesn't reveal the looks of the characters involved until they really want to. For instance, we didn't know what Cinderella was going to look like in Descendants 4, and no cast member posted any photo of Brandy Norwood as Cinderella either. And then, Descendants released a short video revealing Brandy's look, and how she's going to doll up to play her iconic character of Cinderella. So Descendants creators make sure that inside information isn't leaked by the social media of their stars, and keeping tabs on them gets really necessary at times. Although it's not a very formal rule, all of the Disney stars are encouraged, or rather pushed, to make good music. This is the reason why they end up having great music careers instead of continuing with acting. Everyone from Selena Gomez, Demi Lovato to Miley Cyrus started off with acting in Disney shows and ended up becoming the most successful musicians. The same is happening to Dove Cameron from Descendants, as she seems more excited about her music career than her acting gigs these days.
I was going to be kind of, like an actress. Like when you're an actress, you just kind of show up and you say the lines and you do what people want you to do and you hopefully do it well. And it's been so the opposite. With my music, really, they've been so kind.
Although not every Disney star has a lavish music career, Disney tries to make sure that they are still somehow involved in music. It just helps them connect with the audience, and most Disney movies are actually musicals, so it helps if they use the voice of actors instead of professional singers. This just makes it all the more realistic, and doesn't cause any continuity issues either. Besides, you might have this idea in mind that characters in Descendants 4 are gonna wear some of the most lavish jewelry. But, contrary to that, they actually won't be allowed to wear excessive jewelry, other than a few statement pieces that elevate their overall look. Not only this, but the cast members can't really have piercings at odd places, and even if they do have them, they'll either have to hide them or remove any jewelry before they get ready. It's just to make sure that their characters look elegant and yet simple. The stars can't even have massive and visible tattoos, and even if they have a few, it's advised that they cover them up with makeup. Disney can't really show its princesses having huge tattoos, as it could set a bad precedent for such a younger audience. They can also cover their tattoos with clothes, as Disney prefers to cast people that don't have tattooed faces, neck or hands. Descendants characters can't even wear any jewelry on their ankles or nose while they're on set, and the male characters are only allowed to wear one ring on each hand. Nothing more than that. The female characters in the movies don't have it easy either, as they can wear just one pair of earrings that have to be super basic and minimalist. Moreover, Disney has been known to control what their stars wear. Same is the case with Descendants. You won't see the cast with edgy or risky looks because they're advised to always wear clothes that are cute and not too revealing. In fact, they're strictly not allowed to wear bikinis and could get into a lot of trouble if they're spotted wearing anything that shows too much of their body. It's mainly because the studio has a very young audience, and they don't want to mess with the image that they've built with their carefully crafted characters. Disney also makes all of its stars wear clothes that are similar to their characters because they have an audience to appeal. Plus, it's really important for Disney that their characters look young and innocent no matter what. It could get really exhausting because the control isn't limited to the set but to everywhere. Until the stars end the contract with Disney, they need to wear clothes and jewelry that the channel actually approves. Also, Descendant stars would hardly get a chance to negotiate their pay with Disney because the company doesn't really give much room for discussion to their actors. A lot of people think that Disney stars have big paychecks, but that's far from the truth. You really can't ask them to raise your pay either once you've signed a contract. So it doesn't seem like being a Descendant star is a cakewalk with all the rules that come with it. So, what are your thoughts about these strict rules? And would you be willing to take up a role in Descendants after knowing all of this? Let us know in the comments, and thanks for watching.